be detailed and also to speak to the real issues that are there. I want to also to thank the committee, including my friend here, Ferdinand Wanyonyi, the great man from Kwanza, fourth-term member of parliament, for being part of that team. But Honorable Speaker, there are certain things that I note in this report. As you listen to the chairman making that presentation, there are a lot of things that parastatal heads are doing that are ruining organizations. An audit, Honorable Speaker, is what makes us understand whether a corporation is healthy or not healthy. It is through audit that we know whether appropriation of funds is done or misappropriation fund is done, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, when we listen to audit reports like that, where recommendations that are being made is that the CEO has to be surcharged, and you could hear that word many times, Honorable Speaker, on those corporations, CEO must be surcharged, CEO must be surcharged. It tells you there is mismanagement, Honorable Speaker. But the sad thing that happens, Honorable Speaker, mismanagement takes place, audit points out, but that CEO, even when he is surcharged and left on that seat, what happens? What is the logical thing? He will continue to pilfer. He'll continue to ruin that organization so that he recoups the surcharge that was done. Honorable Speaker, what we want to see, if a CEO has not managed a corporation, a government corporation well, he should be shown the door. He should leave. And he should not only be surcharged, he should be taken to court, Honorable Speaker, so that we get justice for the people of Kenya. Honorable Speaker.
I don't know whether the system is the same as it used to be before this new constitution came to force. During the early days,
yes,
there was also there was also provision to recommend that this person should not hold a public office anymore. Not only surcharging, but should not be allowed to hold a public office. And that more or less was a norm that every CEO knew that would be the end of his or her stint in public sector if she does not correct or he doesn't correct. Yeah, proceed.
And Honorable Speaker, that's what should happen. If you're a CEO and you have been surcharged, you should not continue to hold public office. Honorable Speaker, if actually a committee of audit or the Auditor General recommends that you should be surcharged, that is actually a pointer that you are mismanaging the organization. But the sad thing, Honorable Speaker, these CEOs that have been talked about here, probably they still hold office. And they will be moved from this corporation they have pilfered and finished, and they moved to another. Eventually, they will want to become members of parliament, Honorable Speaker. And they will come here, Honorable Speaker, and want to do dishonorable things, Honorable Speaker. And this is what we need to guard as a nation. CEOs of corporations are actually the frontliners of government operations. And if frontliners of government operations mismanage organizations, they should be taken to the back burner and not allowed ever to manage. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, I sit here and many times in this position that I hold.
You are a point of order, Honorable Kwanza, Wanyonyi Fred. Yeah, what's your point of order? Can you give him the mic?
Mr. Speaker, I just want to inform, and it be on record, that
you want to inform him?
We're informing my colleague.
Is he willing to have your information?
Yeah, he's listening.
No.
So all I'm saying is that in each case, we have given a timeline. Either 3 months, whatever, and most of this will come in this house. So those that will not have made that, whatever we have asked them to do, then of course we do what you are just saying, will be remanded. And that we have been very, very specific on each case. I just want to let my colleague know.
And certain resources to be recovered from them directly.
Honorable Speaker, the thing that I expect, in those 3 months, those reports move to the Committee on Implementation, Honorable Speaker. And the Committee on Implementation has a duty of care for the nation to come back here and say, we have reprimanded this CEO and we have recommended that he should be removed from that position because of mismanagement. That's what we need to see. But Honorable Speaker, I was making a point that I sit here and read and lay papers. And one of the things that I do is I lay papers for a lot of the corporations in this country. And if you look at the list of corporations that we lay the papers on here, Honorable Speaker, there are many, many organizations. And that's why I want to thank Chairman Wangwe for the good, thorough work that he has done, Honorable Speaker.
Okay.
But the point that I'm trying to make is all these corporations whose accounts we look at here get a budget line from this parliament. They get money. Money which would have used for very other good things. But because they're state corporations, and every state corporation gets exchequer, and we appropriate funds for them. And if you look at the money is appropriated almost to these corporations. They run into billions and billions, hundreds of billions of shillings. We are giving state corporations to buy cars, to do operations, to pay salaries, and to do all that. But what happens to all this money when put together? It gets wasted. There is no value for money. The only way we can know there's no value for money, and the only way we can save taxpayers' money, is to ensure that, Honorable Speaker, if you have mismanaged a state corporation, we should not give you money in the next budget. It should not. And the appropriations in aid, which they receive.
Isn't that your role as a member?
And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying this
member of the National
because
Assembly, you hold the purse.
the chairman is here.
Yes.
So next time, when your committees are supposed to do budget for those corporations, and because you have done the audit, you should write to the committee chairs, the departmental committees, and tell them this state corporation should not be given money because it wasted the last budget, Honorable Speaker. And that's the only way we can save state money and taxes, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, I can see the Honorable Wangwe has a point.
Order. Yeah, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. With all due respect to my senior leader here, you know, this is a House of Records, and when he directs that I write a, report, a letter or information to a departmental committee, it is vertical, it's horizontal communication, which cannot work for our committee. Instead, vertically it has to come here and sanction that committee through the report. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, as a leader, as my leader of the other side, he should just give direction rather than again giving it a second delegation to me or my committee to do what he can do in his position, Honorable Speaker.
There again, Honorable...
I'm not shy from saying, Honorable Speaker, I direct this House that state corporations which lose money should not be given money in the next budget. They should not. And CEOs who have misappropriated funds should not be still in position in the next budget cycle to receive money and waste, Honorable Speaker. That's how we're going to save taxpayers' money. And this taxpayers' money, Honorable Speaker, I want to draw your attention. Today, I presented papers here, and one of the things I did is the list of loans that we have taken and the debts that we have. But ask yourself, this money, these loans that we take, sometimes this money ends up in these state corporations. And these state corporations get money that are loans. And they use the same money, Honorable Speaker, and waste the money. So what happens? We keep on paying loans. Loans which money has been borrowed, but has been misappropriated. And that guy who has misappropriated the money is still in office. And yet we have an audit report here that actually indicates that the person wasted resources. Honorable Speaker, we cannot continue that way. It is immoral, it is wrong, it is taking this country backwards. Transparency and accountability should be the banner of a democracy. It should be the banner of democracy. And it should what drives our, if your accounts have been audited and issues have been found, Honorable Speaker, and they have come to the floor of the House, and the House has actually reprimanded you, this is the last point where audit comes, Honorable Speaker. The last point of audit, Honorable Speaker. But we still see. We have seen vice chancellors who have mismanaged universities, and they are still in those positions, Honorable Speaker. They're still there. We have seen universities that have collapsed, Honorable Speaker, and vice chancellor still wears a cap, holds a graduation, and says, I'm the vice chancellor. And yet there's a chancellor there who still says, yes, you're there. Honorable Speaker, we have chairmen in these state corporations, chairmen who preside over the rot because they are yes people to the CEOs. You know, a CEO always holds the chairman very closely. And therefore, the chairman cannot hold into account the CEO. And it becomes a vicious cycle. Honorable Speaker, if you as chairman of a state corporation, that state corporations have been cited for audit and misappropriation of funds, Honorable Speaker, both the CEO, the chairman, and the board should go. But because of political patronage, Honorable Speaker, and I want to speak this with a very...
The chair appreciates very much the passion with which you are prosecuting this matter. But can I just ask you one question?
Yes.
Is the CEO of Child Welfare Society in 2015, 2016 still loading an office? Indeed, most of these things, I would be surprised if the CEO of the National Cancer Institute was there 2019, still around. He's not around.
And that's why...
Just a moment.
That brings me to my next point.
Hang on, just to enrich you on what you have to say.
Yes,
and if the CEO of the National Social Security Fund in 2021 is still around, he's not around, or she's not around. And the same goes, I think, for the one who was there 2017, because that's a good 8 years ago. So I think it goes both ways. Parliament also has a responsibility. I mean, this is just for the interest of the chair. The chair is also a member of Parliament, you know that.
Yes.
That we get these reports on time.
And that was what my next point is, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
Yes, the Honorable Kamanje.
Honorable Speaker.
Kamanje is on a point of order.
I like this debate.
Are you on a point of order, point of information?
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Proceed.
I was trying to find the standing order that establishes the Committee of Implementation, Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
And perhaps, and just bring it to your attention, Honorable Speaker, because once the Committee of Implementation receives these reports, and after they are tabled, there's a period of implementation that requires that the Committee of Implementation can only follow, I think, after 3 or 6 months. That's why I was trying 60 days. I stand guided 60 days, Honorable Speaker. Perhaps, Honorable Speaker, the majority leader who is standing in here, when they meet as House business, they need to resolve to allow the Committee of Implementation and these other oversight committees, the PICs and the PACs, to table their reports earlier, they are debated, approved, and referred to the Committee of Implementation so that we can keep up with some of these reports. Otherwise, you find the Committee of Implementation is looking at reports that were done in the 11th Parliament and not up to date. So by the time we catch up, these CEOs have retired and left or gone somewhere else. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Order. Honorable Mwenji, you make a lot of sense. But in this case here, there shall be a select committee to be known as the Committee on Implementation. The committee shall scrutinize the resolutions of the House, including adopted committee reports. You're just about to adopt this report now. So the implementation committee you can't put the horse, the cat before the horse. What will it implement if this report is not there from the committees? So the starting point, in my opinion, is that these reports by the Public Investments Committee, Public Accounts Committee, should not be more than 1 year or 2 years old. That way you're able to get a CEO who is in office. But by